welcome to the Dilemma with your host, Shantae.
And I'm your host, Gemini.
And we're based in Las Vegas, where the sin is the city. Please hit us with any questions or comments on Instagram at the_dilemma_podcast or Facebook at The Dilemma. And if you want to be a part of the show, please hit us at 702-605-4836. Casting hours are Mondays and Tuesdays, 7 to 8 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays, noon to 1 p.m. Pacific time. Now, jumping right in, topic of the night is scammers. Motherfuckers trying to get over. Now, since the pandemic, it's opened up so many different avenues for people to get over on you.
Facts.
I mean, ranging from you even if you call, 9 times out of 10 when you call somebody for any type of customer support or customer service, they're at home, so you don't have any control of who has your information or access to your information. Also, it's made it easy for people to do less contact with each other. So it's easy to scam somebody if you're not looking in their face, you know? And it makes it more comfortable for us as people to even make these transactions because, you know, now it's more no contact. So you order food, no contact. They can just leave it right there on your porch. Or you can order the food, right. Or you can order the food and they act like they left it and never even came. And you just out your money. Now, I mean, I went to the store the other day to the beauty supply. I went and bought 5 packs of hair that cost $5.99. So that should be about $30. Okay, by the time I was walking up out of there, I had to spent like $82. So I'm trying to figure it out because I know when I walked in there, I was on a budget.
Talk about it.
So now I'm on lunch break. So I had to get back to the job. I look at my receipt. I see 3 packs of weave for $27.99 a piece. 3 packs. I don't see not one pack of hair that I bought. Mind you, my hair was $5.99. Big difference. So this is just an example of how people scam you. Because just imagine it, and I used my debit card for this purchase. So when I went back, you know, I had to wait 7 to 10 days for them to put it back on my debit card. So now I'm out knowing the hair. Okay. So what made her so comfortable that she can just scam me that easy? And just imagine if I want to never check my receipt.
Because just imagine how many people are not paying attention.
Exactly.
You know, everyone is in a rush. Everyone's got to go. Like you said, you was on lunch break.
Right.
So you're trying to hurry up and make use of your time. That way you ain't got to do it when you get off work. I get it. Right. So, I mean, at the end of the day, you know, you're moving. Moving.
Right.
But had you have not checked it.
Just imagine how much money they done got me out of.
Already.
But me, I'm pretty good. I'm normally adding the shit up while I'm buying it. True. When I pick it up, I done already add the taxes and everything. You know?
Mm-hmm.
But what about other situations that are even more serious than that? Like, I say, when the pandemic first happened, I was renting a 4-bedroom townhouse from a lady and her daughter. And I was staying there probably about a year and a half, probably about 2 years.
Right.
When the pandemic happened. So when the pandemic happened, her husband was already out of work before the pandemic, but she ended up losing her job once the pandemic hit. Mm-hmm. Now, mind you, it was a lot of people that wasn't paying their rent around this time because of the pandemic.
But work. Right.
But I never lapsed in my rent. I never stopped paying my rent because I was still employed. Right. Yeah, I've been with my employer for almost 8 years now. So, at the beginning of the pandemic, she loses her job. Now she's going through a bankruptcy. Okay, so now I'm kind of worried because I'm like, what's going to happen with where I'm at? But she's like, oh, they're not going to make me consider that house for the bankruptcy. So you don't have anything to worry about. But,
right.
I started looking anyway for somewhere else to move because,
if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.
Exactly. So, I looked at a couple of houses and, I ran across this house and this guy, he just seemed so nice, and he just seemed like he was so helpful with, wanting to actually rent to me and not having to go through application fee and all this stuff. So should have rang some alarms then, but wasn't thinking about it. I'm just thinking the house is nice, and my main concern was if I can't get into the house and look at it, then I felt like I was being scammed. Not so much if the person was there.
Right.
So since it was the beginning of the pandemic, he really didn't. His main reasoning to why we couldn't meet in person was because of the pandemic. So he gave me the instructions on how to use the lockbox. I had to put my ID and my driver's license in it and stuff like that. I had to pay $1 or $1.99 or something for the lockbox, to open the lockbox to actually gain access to the house. Beautiful house, and I'm seeing other people come in and look at it while I'm there.
Right.
So, I'm on the phone with the guy the whole time. He like, okay, you like the house? I'm like, yeah, it's perfect. He like, well, I like you, I think I just rather rent to you since, you seem like a good person and, for you and your family. And, he went on to tell me how he's so religious and, God just gives him feelings and, he got a good feel about me and all this and that good stuff, right? Buttering me all up, making it sound, official. So I'm like, okay, yeah, let's do it. So his main thing was, okay, well, all I need you to do, you can go ahead and keep the key and just you can send the $1,500. I had to pay a $1,500 deposit. So he like, all you have to do is go to the Bitcoin and you can send it through Bitcoin. So, I'm not too familiar with Bitcoin. Still not. I don't really deal money that way. But this particular day, I was just so in a rush to try to get the money to him. I didn't even have time to think because all I knew was it's other people looking and I didn't want them to get it before me.
Almost like a destitute situation.
Exactly. And plus, to me, I thought the deal was already made. So, okay, so I get to the Bitcoin. I send him the money, Bitcoin. Everything good. We on the phone. He telling me he got it. Everything good. I got the key. Everything good. All right, so I pack up everything, get rent the little U-Haul and shit. All right, so I was supposed to move in that weekend. All right, so I wake up that day. Tell me why the realtor agency called me early that morning.
Mm-hmm.
So mind you, like I said, I had to put my ID and my debit card and everything to even get the key out. So that's how they had my information.
Right.
So he like, yeah, you got the key. There must have been a misunderstanding or something. I'm like, nah. I gave the deposit and everything. He like, no, we've been having this problem. Somebody's been scamming our people. We've been having to change the locks. You know, we've changed the locks like 2-3 times a week behind this guy doing this. They said they already had investigators on it, all that good stuff, but, you know, it wasn't going to give me my money back. So I'm out $1,500. All right. So I end up having to pay rent. Paid the rent. Mind you, I was out of $1,500. Okay. Next month coming around. Tell me why I get a no-cause eviction from my landlord. Talking about she need to move back up. She pretty much just saying she need to move back up into her place because she lost the place that she was in.
Right.
So that just put me and my kids out on the street. So pretty much I get the no cause eviction. All right. So I filed an answer to the court. Answer with the court, got the little court date or whatever. The judge threw the eviction out and gave me more time to, you know what I'm saying, find a place.
Right.
So, okay. Mind you, nobody's really moving, nobody's paying rent, nothing, because they protected by this you know, the law preventing them to stay without being evicted. So now people occupying places without having to pay for it, and people that have to move will not be able to find a place to stay because nobody's moving out. People are pretty much just holding places rents.
Right.
So, all right. I couldn't find a place. So, next thing I know, it's first day of school. I hear the drill, the power drill. The motherfucking, the doorknob coming off the hinges and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I opens the door. Well, I mean, the door was being open. I see the constable there, standing there with the landlord and her husband. So I'm like, what the fuck going on? Because I know the eviction got thrown out. So if anything, she would have had to re-evict me. She couldn't just put me out.
Right.
Because the eviction got thrown out.
Right.
Well, I guess a friend of hers and told her away, or maybe she's done it in the past. I don't know.
Cut some corners.
Yeah.
Told
her how to get around it and get me out.
Mm-hmm.
So what she did was she went down to the constable and she filed. What she said was I moved out and abandoned the place and left my stuff. So since she filed the abandonment on it, it automatically prevented a 48-hour
she just used a different
lockout.
tactic. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So the constable telling me because it was already ordered, they was already there taking the locks off. So he like, well, you'll have to take her to court, but you still have 30 days to remove your property out of the place and everything, you know. In the meanwhile, so I'm like pissed off because, mind you, I got a whole 4-bedroom full of property in this place. All my kids' stuff and my children. This is the first day of school. So now I'm trying to just grab some shit real quick because we have to leave right now. And this is how fucked up the situation was.
Right.
So as I'm walking out, the constable, it was a $500 pair of Jordans sitting right by the door that I had just bought my son for his birthday. The constable like, hey, that's an expensive pair of shoes. You sure you don't want to grab those before you leave? But I'm so pissed off. I look around. I'm like, shit, man, don't you see all this other shit I got to grab? You think I'm thinking about these fucking shoes? You know what I'm saying? So I leave out. You know, 3 days later,